Hi, welcome. I wanted to focus today on where are the nutrients. We want nutrients to really support the body to heal, and the body's job is continual healing if we give it what it needs. So, where are the nutrients? What foods are they found in most? Because I want to focus on those as a big part of my eating.
Yeah, so most of you have probably heard us before. Our story is that we both had health challenges, and we had recommendations from doctors to do surgery and different things to kind of deal with the symptom that was there. But we chose to do the food change, which is basically what Connie's talking about. We chose to look at the nutrient balance that we were putting in our bodies to change it in a way that the body had what it needed to restore the balance, to restore health. Health is just a matter of balance within all the different systems, a balanced blood pressure, a balanced blood sugar level, all those things that they monitor. Are you healthy? The body's always monitoring, and it will make the adjustments that are needed to maintain the balance, which is a state of health.
Yeah, so important. So, believe it or not, the number one highest food are dark leafy greens. That's kale, chard, spinach, beet greens, turnip greens, radish greens, bok choy, soy, arugula, all the
Cabbage.
lettuces, cabbages. What else?
Oh, I think you've
No,
got
sprouts.
to.
And sprouts are wonderful too.
Yeah, right. So dark leafy greens, they have the most nutrients. And when we're talking about, getting a high level of nutrients, you've probably heard the term high nutrient dense food. And when they're using that term, what they're talking about is the amount of nutrients that support our bodies to be healthy. These are the micronutrients, these are the vitamins, the minerals, the antioxidants, all these uh, polyphenols, all these things that science is showing us through research is the way to restore health and overcome heart disease and diabetes and even really having an impact on cancer to really keep us healthy. So it's the micronutrients, and high nutrient density means there's a lot of these micronutrients for the number of calories we take in. So that's what the measure is, because we're always going to eat enough calories to give ourselves the energy we need to get through the day. So if we eat these high nutrient dense foods, by the time we get our whatever 1,500, 2,000 calories, we got a whole truckload of nutrients.
Yeah, and in our home, we eat greens, dark leafy greens, 3 times a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And we feel that's a big contributor to the health that we have. And we never get sick. And we have wonderful energy all the time. And interestingly enough, Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn, who's a heart surgeon, he's retired now from that, and a heart specialist, he encourages his clients to have greens, dark leafy, 6 times a day to really promote the production of nitric oxide, which makes the blood vessels healthy and able to pump blood strongly.
So is that 6 times a day for like everybody, or is that for someone that's really recovering?
Well, for anybody who has heart concerns, that's the thing.
Yeah, because it seems hard. I mean, I don't eat 6 times a day. So,
Yeah, well, he likes you to have a snack after breakfast of greens. You could do 2 or 3 romaine lettuce leaves. That's simple. And then a snack after lunch and a snack after dinner of dark leafy greens.
okay.
So you really want to build that dark leafy green bank up high if you want to support the wonderful functioning. And even he shows many, many studies where they've been able to help remove plaque if it's in its early stages.
Yeah, he's got a lot of studies, but he also has a lot of clients, the stories of clients who really, in a matter of 3 and 4 weeks of this real focused regimen, have completely reversed like 75% blockages to no blockage. It's like,
Yeah,
whoa.
it's
But of course,
amazing.
that's like Connie says, that's the early stages when the plaque is still soft, and then the body can restore that quickly.
So that's what we wanted to focus with you on today, and to tell you what's at 97 in terms of high nutrient density. When greens are 100, what's at 97?
Yeah, then we go to our green veggies. So broccoli, asparagus, artichokes, the green solid veggies.
Zucchini too.
Zucchini, yep,
Yeah.
yep. That's there in the green veggie.
String beans, any solid green veggie is very, very high in these nutrients. So if you just add greens and green vegetables, you're giving your body a wonderful boost of nutrient.
Yeah.
So it can do its job really, really well.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, the veggies. So we're whole food plant-based because these micronutrients that the body relies on to maintain balance and restore balance if there's a disease. Plants are unique in that they have these micronutrients that our bodies utilize. And so, the next category after all the green stuff would just be the non-green, non-starchy veggies. Things like eggplant and mushrooms and onions and garlic, tomatoes, that kind of thing. And so that also is very high in nutrients.
Well, I think the main thing, we have a whole list of these nutrients and how you can really up the healing power of the body. And you can find that list on our website under resources.
The article's under resources. It's one of the downloads.
Yeah.
So you can get the whole picture. It shows you that whole range. And then it also shows you that range where you've got low nutrient dense foods. And of course, those are all kind of the non-vegetable foods because they don't have micronutrients. Fish and chicken and beef, they don't have plant nutrients.
Yeah, the body really needs. Yeah. So take a look on our website, which is Amazing Health Effortlessly, all one word, .com. And you can find this list of high nutrients. Give your body what it needs, and it will give you amazing, amazing benefits for sure. What's next? Well, we don't have a recipe today, so that's the end of it. Okay. We want you to make dark leafy greens, and all you have to do is put them in a pan, add 4 or 5 tablespoons of water, and cook them for about 10 to 12 minutes. And you'll have a wonderful dark leafy green dish. And Dr. Esselstyn says add balsamic vinegar to the dark leafy greens because that helps also in the production of nitric oxide to really give good vascular health.
Well, maybe share with them, you're talking about having greens 3 times a day, so we have them for breakfast. It sounds like greens for breakfast may be a little unusual. Maybe share a few ways that you have greens.
Well, I have them in a green smoothie. That's or easy. I can have lettuce, a bit of lettuce in the morning with balsamic vinegar. What do you do? So
I usually, Connie makes a great big pot of greens for lunch typically. And so we usually have some leftovers. So quite often I will just have, a nice portion of greens left over from the day before. It makes breakfast very quick and easy for me. I put together a little fruit and grain breakfast, and then have these greens on the side. And I really find those greens for breakfast are actually, if I listen to my body, if you've been on our podcast very often, you know one of our great tenets is listen to your body. Your body is your greatest physician. Your body knows more about you than anybody else on the planet. So listen to your body. If I listen to my body in the morning as I'm eating my delicious fruity grain breakfast, I love that taste. You know, it's very satisfying. Then I go over to the greens, and it's like, oh, you know, these taste like greens. That's good. I like the taste of greens. I've developed the taste for greens. It certainly wasn't something normal in my diet when I first met Connie, but in time, I've just learned to love them. So then I switch over to the greens. And if I check into my body is like so much more grateful to me for the greens than the fruit and grain. And it's interesting because if you look at our high nutrient dense list, which we have borrowed from Dr. Joel Fuhrman, that's where we were first exposed to the idea of high nutrient density. If you look at that list, fruit is down about halfway. It's still a very healthy food, nutritious food, high nutrient dense food, but the greens are at the top. So when I listen to my body and I kind of notice that it actually appreciates the greens more than the fruit and the grain, it makes sense. It's just saying, this is the power punch. This is what I'm looking for. Thank you.
And then for lunch, we do a very big pan of greens, often cabbage and kale, or cabbage and collard greens, or cabbage and beet greens. We just keep varying them because they all have different nutrients. And then for dinner, we have a big salad as part of our evening meal. So we get lots of greens every day.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
We'll see you again next week.